First, I'm going to go in and moisturize with the Blue Pond's moisturizer. And I'm just going to get that all over her face. I love that to start with. Prepping and priming is very important when you go in with a full face of makeup. Next, I'm going to go in with a Beauty Supply pencil. These really do work. I'm going to make some hair-like strokes. And of course, I'm going to create my own brow shape because her brows are a tad bit over plucked. And I have a look in mind. So I'm going to just go over it just a bit and make sure you make those hair-like strokes because that makes a total difference in the look of the brow. And then I'm gonna go in and conceal just to make it a little bit more natural, and you can't see that I actually overdrew the brow. By the way, I'll list all the products down below and you guys can use all those stuff. You can pick them up and get this exact same look. When I do these tutorials, I focus primarily on technique, so I really hope you guys get the technique down. Sometimes you can get away with different products. Now I'm going to go in and prime. I'm using Benefit Professional. This is one of my favorite primers, especially for people with more porous skin. Next, I'll go in and prime the eyes. This is very important because we want very, very pigmented look. This is more of a holiday look. It is bright, it is beautiful, it is glittery, it is everything. So you have to prime this right for you to have that beautiful end result. So for the eyes, I'll be going in with the Anastasia Time Jackie Aina palette, as well as the Huda Beauty Nude Obsession Nude Medium palette. And in that crease, I'm gonna go in with that ABH palette, and I'll be using the shade Edges right in the crease, and then right below that, I'll go in with that brown, deep brown color, and that is Edges. And what I'm doing is basically just forming the shape that I want. As you can see, I'm gonna go in with a deeper brown. That one is actually from the Huda Beauty, and I'm gonna just go in and shape exactly where I want the deepest part of that shadow to go. And what this does is basically give the look depth. So I want to keep that dark shadow right there in the outer corner, and I'm just going to continuously just build that up, and that's just going to be really giving the eye dimension. So when you close that eye and you have your glitter on, you can literally see the eye pocket, and it looks so beautiful. It just looks like a good transition, which I really do love. Now I'm gonna go back in with that same primer that I used, and now I'm gonna just put it right on the lid, and what that's gonna do is just bring out that shadow that I'm gonna go in with next, which is the gold. I'm gonna go on top of that primer with the gold, and as you guys can see, you see how that stands out. So beautiful. The next shadow that I will be using is from the Huda Beauty palette. I think it's a second shadow, and I'm just gonna keep blending that in, and I just go back and forth with those shadows that I use in the crease just to make sure that everything falls seamless. And now I'm gonna go in with my favorite liner, and that is from Cosmetics, the number 77. I just think this is just so perfect. I mean, at the end of this, I'm gonna just go and build that black. As you guys can see, I'm gonna just build up the outer corner, and as I turn her head, you guys can see it's just gonna build that pocket. And this is a pretty simple look. I think this is really easy for someone that is not that good with makeup. You just have to follow the steps, and blending is definitely your best friend. So focus on making sure those colors just layer good together, and it would not be a holiday look, or it would not be a look of mine if I don't go back in and add some glitter. So I just topped it off with some glitter on the go, and we are basically done with the eyes. So I'm gonna go in with that orange color corrector and just take away that dark looking shadow under her eyes. What I did miss is, if you guys look correctly, you'll see on her chin she has a dark blemish. I should have color corrected that, but you guys are going to see how I fix that. I'm glad I left it out so I can give you another option of how to correct it, but usually I would go in and color correct that as well. I'm just going to go and blend that orange concealer out. That concealer is from the MAC Studio Finish Corrector palette, and I am just going to go and make sure that is blended out good with a smaller brush. Next, we're going to go in with foundation. This is Studio Fix Fluid NC45, and I'm just going to blend that in to her skin. Using these stippling motions instead of these patting or stippling motions instead of basically rubbing it into the skin is very important, especially for a person that has porous skin. It makes all the difference when you focus on how you apply this makeup, because you do not want that product to settle in the pores. It just does not give the look that you want it to. So I just recommend that you guys do this. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Juvias Place concealer, and this is in the number 9, and then I'll layer that with number 13. So I'm just gonna go in with the first one to make sure that it's closer to her skin tone, just to blend it in properly. Really like to conceal that properly, and then we're gonna go in and brighten. I hope this makes sense to you, because that was a lot. See, now we're gonna go in and brighten. This is what pulls the look together, when you really highlight and everything comes together. So as you guys can see, there's no orange peeking through. Everything is already concealed, and it just looks seamless. And you can see the blemish on the chin disappeared, because I also went in with that concealer on top of it lightly, because it was so close to her skin tone, just to make sure that it is concealed properly. Because the worst thing you can have is a dark mark peeking through your makeup. I don't think that looks the most flawless, so we are going for full coverage, friend. That's what we're gonna do. Next, I am gonna just continuously pat and make sure all of that product is basically blended in. I am gonna go in with this Beauty Bakery setting powder. It looks a tad bit yellow on camera, but I promise you, when I take it off, it will blend in perfectly. Usually I tend to mix powders. I didn't do that this time, but it did come out really, really good. Oh, do you guys see that eye? I just love how the eye came out. The eye kind of gives me Indian bridal look. I don't know, it's just so beautiful. And of course, my favorite part, we have to contour the nose. Make sure it is fully snatched. And I am tying the bottom down below, making sure I smoke out that bottom line. I'm not going to go too smoky, but I just want to make sure that it is pretty much balanced, you know? And of course, we said holiday, right? So we are popping on that beautiful red lip. And I'm just going to make sure, keep it as matte as possible. Oh my God, this looks really good. I really did enjoy making it, and the model looks so beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed Makeup Mondays. Bye, loves.